Did you know that the duration of your cold plunge could significantly impact its benefits? Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into the world of cold plunges and see what duration is best for cold plunges for your maximum benefits. When I first started cold plunging, I had a hard time figuring out how long I needed to be in there for. I seen videos of people staying for 30 seconds, 5 minutes, I seen people do 10 minutes, and it was really hard for me and my wife to figure out, hey, how long should we actually stay in there? Like, what's safe, what's not safe? When do I know to get out? When do I know that it's benefiting me? And that's what I'm here to uncover. I've been doing cold plunges now for over 150 straight days, so I've been exploring a lot with duration, temperatures, and more of like the benefits and what I've seen so far. First started doing cold plunges, honestly, I started with 30 seconds. I felt like anything past that, I wasn't gonna be able to do it, and I was just gonna psych myself out, and it wasn't gonna be too unpleasant, and I wasn't gonna like it. Started with 30 seconds. The water was around, I would say 45 to 50, 52 degrees, depending on the day. It was winter, so the water did stay colder for the most part. 30 seconds was a great start time for me. It was just more of the getting in and feeling the plunge, and just, feeling like you've accomplished at least the beginning, which is the hardest, which is just diving in there. Every morning, it doesn't matter, and it hasn't got any easier as far as my mind and trying to get in. Like that effect doesn't go away for me. I mean, at least for me, I can't speak for anybody else but for myself, but for me, it has not got any easier to jump in there. So starting off at 30 seconds, around 45 to 55 degrees, just to feel comfortable with going in there and really motivating yourself to get in is the best way that I've noticed help me. And the benefits I've seen from the 30 seconds was just mental. Honestly, it was just all mental. It was the fact that you could wake up, go into a plunge full of cold water, and just getting that that feeling of going in and telling your mind like, hey, we're going in now. So for me, that's the most important thing in the beginning, is just to get the mind going. So the 30 seconds, go in, feel comfortable, feel around in there and be like, okay, I'm done, and just before you start feeling the other effects that comes with the cold plunge, just getting used to taking a dive and really I guess being disciplined and taking the courage to just drop in there. After about a couple of weeks, I did notice that I was ready to go a little bit higher. So I decided to go from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. And I did notice a difference in the fact that I was shivering a lot, I was in there, I was shivering, I was cold. Feeling cold is not comfortable for anybody. So especially if you're wet and you're in there and you have like no real reason why you're even doing it in the beginning. But I guarantee you, once you start doing it more and more and you see the benefits, you're gonna be like, this is easy, I like doing it. But in the beginning, going from 30 seconds to 2 minutes really got me into that mentality of like, oh, okay, I'm ready to keep going, I'm ready to keep doing this on a regular day basis. So I practiced the Wim Hof breathing, slowly, consciously, long exhales. Just doing that, and don't go into stress, just be relaxed. And especially when you incorporate the breathing and also like just feeling comfortable with the water, making sure that you love the process of it, because that's key. So, you're in there, it's a process of being cold, it's a process of staying cold, and then it's a process of working with your mind and building that barrier on your body and being able to be comfortable in there. So I would recommend 30 seconds and then go to 2 minutes, see how you do, and if you don't like it, just start doing 30 seconds. But if you can handle it and you can push your mind a little bit more, I would recommend going from 30 seconds to 2 minutes. A month of doing this, we decided to get ourselves a better plunge. We ended up going with the Pod Company. This has a chiller that keeps the water cold at all times. You don't have to put ice in it. And since the summer was coming, we knew that we needed to get something new, because I didn't want to go to the store all the time and just buy ice. First of all, I have no room in my house to keep it, and I'm not trying to drive to the store early in the morning, because I do it like at 5:30 in the morning. So I wasn't trying to go over there to the store, and I don't even think there's any stores open around me besides gas stations that have ice that early. So I didn't want to deal with that, and I thought it was just going to be more pricey. But I would just keep it at 42 degrees, especially for that, second month of doing it. I kept it like at 42, 43. And let me tell you, that was probably, oh my God, that was one of the hardest months that I've done cold plunging. I felt like going from the old plunge, which was just, water overnight, to this where it's just always that cold and you can feel it. It just felt like melted ice in there. It did feel a lot different, and it was more, I guess, painful, but it was also more rewarding at the end. And this was the time that I started incorporating 3 minutes. So I was seeing the difference. I noticed at 30 seconds, I felt like, okay, my mind is there. Like I'm going in, I'm telling my mind that I'm doing it. Minutes was kind of like more of like, okay, telling your mind that you got to stay in there. It's cold, you're shivering, and just kind of getting through that phase of trying to build that barrier that your body builds. But I feel personally like 3 minutes in the cold plunge is the best for me. I feel like not only does just, doing the first 30 seconds and feeling that cold, and especially at 42 degrees, and just shocking your nervous system and your body, and knowing that it's uncomfortable, and knowing that you're gonna be uncomfortable and being okay with that was, the first step. And then, being able to stay in there for 3 minutes after that was just so mentally tough, but I felt so accomplished to be getting in there already that I wanted to do the 3 minutes, and pushing myself to those limits of being in there and just sitting there and just controlling my breathing and controlling my mind and building that barrier, and then knowing that I'm sitting in 42 degree water for 3 minutes was definitely the most benefiting for me. It just, my mind, my body felt well after it. Like I felt less sore, I felt more relaxed, and then I just felt a lot of momentum going through my day after that. So I feel like that best time for me was just always 3 minutes at 42 degrees. I did, however, explore with more times. I actually started implementing like spinning the wheel in the morning, and it had from 1 minute all the way to 6 minutes. That one was a little more challenging because I didn't know how long I was going to be getting in there for, so that was very nerve-wracking. And then a few times I did get 6 minutes, 5 minutes and whatnot, and it was very challenging for me to do it live, because I was doing them on live, and knowing that I have to be in there because I got to hold myself accountable. I can't just do that and then not go in. So it was challenging to go in there for 5 or 6 minutes, but honestly, from 4 minutes is okay, but from 5 to 6 minutes, I didn't notice anything different than doing it for 3 minutes. It just was a little bit more painful, and it didn't feel like I did anything better in a sense. I don't know if you guys get what I'm saying, but it wasn't like I felt so much more accomplished knowing that I did it for 6 minutes and then 3 minutes. So for me, like 6 minutes, yeah, I can get in there and be there for 6 minutes, but is it pleasant and is it benefiting me more than anything? No, not really. So 3 minutes was still, my ideal time. Sometimes I'll throw in 4 minutes if I really want to feel more, I guess, just have more of a mental challenge. But once you get to 5 and 6 minutes, it just kind of becomes more pleasant. Your toes and your hands start getting really, really numb, and it's just not a pleasant feeling. And I just feel like it's not greatest duration if you're trying to just get the basic benefits, and which are just the mental aspect and getting that momentum going. The best advice is really just do what you feel is best. You know what I mean? Like if you can get some mental advantage and feel better by just doing 45 degrees, and I would just suggest do 45 degrees. Like don't go so far into it and looking up like, oh my God, I have to have the cold plunge at 37 degrees because that's what they say on there, and all that stuff, because then you start just like you're almost so concerned about those little things that you start forgetting what you're really there for, and that's for yourself. You're not there to prove anybody wrong that you can be in there for 37 degrees or you can do for 10 minutes. You're not there for that. If you're really doing this for all the benefits, just do something that is going to push you, and knowing that you're going to be waking up every morning and you're going to going into a cold plunge, especially if you do it first thing in the morning and you just dive in there and feel that uncomfortable feeling, and then being able to push through it and staying in there for, you know, the duration that you choose, you know, whatever you feel is going to benefit you the best. Just knowing that you're going to be staying in there and then you complete that, I think that's the most important thing. Don't be so concerned about all the other aspects of it, of, you know, how really cold should I have it and all this other stuff. Whenever you feel like, ooh, this is cold, I don't like this, but I'm gonna stay in here anyways, that's what I think you should be doing. You know, experiment with time, experiment with temperatures if you're able to experience it with temperatures. Just change it up, you know, see what you can or can't do, and slowly but surely you'll start noticing like, hey, this feels the best for me. Every time I do this, I feel just as good as if I did it, you know, with other temperatures or whatnot, and I feel comfortable enough to do it. I would just suggest you do that. But yeah, don't be worried so much about the other things. So next time you're doing a cold plunge, just keep in mind that you're doing this for yourself, for a better purpose for yourself. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know how I did. Let me know if you guys have done cold plunges and if you guys have any tips for me, or if you guys agree with some of the stuff that I said or disagree. It doesn't matter. I just want to know. I'm always open to hearing critiques and hearing other people's insights about them and see what they think as well. Thank you for watching, and see you guys next time.